Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're stepping into one of the absolute most profound scientific detective stories of our time. We're looking at the very fabric of reality, a place where our greatest scientific models just completely collide, and where the ultimate answers to the cosmos might actually be hiding right in plain sight. We are going to look really closely at the ultimate cosmic suspects, black holes, and the undeniable paradox they present to modern science. In the previous section, we introduced a software perspective on the entire universe to explore humanity's fundamental question: who are we, and where did we come from? Now, we will delve into the contradiction between two black hole theories. Let's get straight to the point. Okay, let's dive into this. We're looking at the core of a massive, basically epic scientific stalemate here. On one side, we've got the Big Bang Theory, which posits that our universe originated from a singularity. And cosmologists have well substantiated that at this very beginning, matter as we know it didn't even exist yet. It was a strictly non-matter origin. But then, on the flip side, we have traditional black hole theory, predicting the end of a star's life where the universe collapses. This theory assumes that matter falls into a black hole and gets crushed into a singularity of infinite density. And this creates a severe, fundamental internal contradiction in physics. It is a direct clash between the smooth, predictable laws of Einstein's general relativity and the inherently probabilistic rules of quantum mechanics. Think about it. How can the singularity at the beginning of everything be so fundamentally different from the singularity at the end of everything?
To really understand the scale of this contradiction, let's walk through the standard chronology of the universe. At exactly 0 seconds, we have the Big Bang, which is just pure, unified non-matter energy. Then, we move through the Planck epoch and the Grand Unification epoch in literal fractions of a second. But look closely at when the formation of atoms actually happens. Cosmologists have determined that tangible matter, the 1118 elements we're familiar with, didn't form until the particle epoch. That is a full 380,000 years after the Big Bang. So to visually prove a massive point from our source material, prior to this stage, conventional matter simply did not exist. The original black hole's singularity was entirely 100% non-matter.
Yep, when we look at how traditional science describes the end of the universe, or even just the death of a massive star, we're constantly using terms like gravity, mass, and infinite density. The core assumption is that all this stellar matter falls into a black hole and just compresses indefinitely, causing the curvature of space-time to become literally infinite. But here's the massive problem with that. Under these extreme conditions of infinite density, scientists openly acknowledge that the known laws of physics completely break down. This is exactly where Einstein's general relativity hits a total dead end at the event horizon. And at the exact same time, quantum mechanics is basically screaming that information absolutely must be preserved, which leads us right into the heavily debated black hole information paradox and those deeply scrambled encryptions of Hawking radiation. So all of this friction, all of these glaring paradoxes bring us to this single paradigm-shifting question. If matter didn't exist in the beginning singularity, and if we assume its presence at the end causes all of our physical laws to just break down into impossible contradictions, is it valid to assume that matter actually exists inside a black hole at all? What if our baseline assumption, this idea that the physical matter of a dying star persists inside the event horizon, is just entirely wrong?
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how elegantly the source resolves this absolute nightmare of physics. Let me just read this quote aloud. A singularity is not a place where the laws of science break down. Rather, it would be more accurate to say that it is a place where the laws of science simply do not apply, because matter does not exist there. I mean, wow, it is a stunning reframing. If we just stop trying to force matter-based laws onto a non-matter entity, the paradox completely vanishes. The interior of the black hole, past the event horizon, is purely non-matter.
To truly grasp this concept, our source turns to what is arguably the most famous equation in history, Einstein's E=mc². For decades, scientists have used this to understand how energy is present within matter. But to actually unlock a unified theory of reality, we have to flip it. We have to run the equation in reverse. If the boot up of the universe was pure energy, E, converting into matter, mc², then the shutdown of the universe must be matter, mc², converting completely back into pure energy, E.
Let's move to and see how this builds into an incredible step-by-step cosmic shutdown process. Think of it kind of like a computer completely reversing its startup sequence. Step 1. At the end of a cosmic cycle, all matter, fundamental forces, and particles get drawn into the black hole's accretion disk. Step 2. Matter is actively annihilated by antimatter. Atoms are fragmented down into subatomic particles and obliterated by the very antiparticles created during the Big Bang.
Even waves like photons and gravitons are annihilated by their anti-counterparts. And finally, step 3, total transition. Because literally everything is annihilated before even entering the event horizon, phenomena like light and gravity just cease to exist. Only pure, non-matter energy remains.
And this brilliantly illustrates the rapid annihilation theory in action, using real-world astronomical anomalies. Because we aren't just talking abstract math here. Cosmologists are observing this shutdown process in real time. Take the supermassive black hole Abell 2261, right? It has the mass of 10 billion suns. In 2018, it suddenly vanished without a single trace. No intense radiation, no lingering stellar motion, nothing. Our source proposes this was the exact moment the absolute last of its matter was annihilated by antimatter, shrinking the black hole to near zero size. Or look at J0218.0036. Between 2002 and 2023, its luminosity dropped to 1/20th of its original level. Now, in cosmic terms, 20 years is literally the blink of an eye. This massive drop strongly indicates that the last bits of matter are rapidly being converted back to pure energy right there in the accretion disk.
So, the crucial point is the continuous cyclical flow of this whole model. We have the Big Bang acting as a boot-up sequence, pushing pure energy out to create matter within space and time. Then we have the black hole Big Crunch acting as the shutdown sequence, bringing all that matter back to the event horizon, where it transitions completely back to pure energy. It's a perfect, seamless loop, from zero space and time to defined space and time, and then right back to zero. It goes from software to hardware and straight back to software. Ultimately, what you should really take away from this is that these two supposedly contradictory theories actually describe the exact same entity, just at different stages of a cycle. The starting singularity of the Big Bang and the ending singularity of a black hole are not distinct types of objects at all. They are identical. Both are states of pure, non-matter energy. The whole scientific stalemate only existed because we were trying to use matter-based tools and concepts like infinite mass and gravity to measure a space where matter has literally unmade itself.
To uncover the true nature of the black hole singularity and break this scientific stalemate, we must think outside the traditional dimensions of space and time. In the next explainer, we will discuss Section 3, the singularity within the cosmic onion, thinking outside the box, where we peel back the layers of reality.